Welcome to week 5 of belly dancing for beginners with me, Lindsey Marie Silver, here at Little Egypt Studio in Scotland. In this session, I'm going to share with you 2 new veil movements. I'm going to enjoy dancing all of the movements that we've done, or most of them, up to this point now. Lots of shimmies in there. We're going to have lots of fun. It's going to be so beautiful and graceful. Let's spread out through the toes, relax and release through your feet and your ankles, bend through your knees, tuck the hips under, lift through your rib cage, shoulders all the way around and down, shoulder blades together, slide them down your back. Chin comes into alignment, full length of the spine in alignment. Now deep breath here. As you breathe out, preparing to move the body, bringing the hip out towards the side. Add that extra bend through your knee as you come out. Let's slide through this side, come out towards the other. So here we're going to enjoy using some of these movements that we've been having fun with, learning and deepening our body awareness of. We're going to use these as a warm-up, softening everything, just enjoying dancing them through. So we got that slide of hip. If you feel to, if you're ready to, you could frame that with some nice soothing serpentine arms. Try to keep that top line of your hips nice and level. Do you remember how to do that? Whee! Okay, let's go in for some of the anchoring technique that we've used before. We're going to take that movement up now into the rib cage. So we've gently elevated through the arms, the elbows are towards the back wall, soften through the wrist, but not so much. Whee! Nice. Let's take that slide now through the head if that feels right for you right now. One, 2, 3, 4. Bring it down your body. This one's a little bit smaller of a movement pattern. It can actually be a trickier one to maintain with a smaller movement pattern because you're really working hard within your low half to anchor. Here we go, let's take it down. Nice. Wow, all right. Staying with that anchoring through the upper half, let's bring the hip into circular motion. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it back the other way now. Slide. 2, 3, 4. Slide. 2, 3, 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Framing the hip. Let's circle one way. 2, 3, 4. Take it back. So you're going to slide back, side, bring it forwards, slide, take it back, slide, bring it forwards, slide, take it back. So as you go in for that circle, you absolutely are utilizing that anchoring technique through your upper half to keep it nice and steady. You can bring the hands into genie pose there. Whee! Well done, that looks great. Try the other way. Wow! Well done! From here, let's move on. We're going to have a little bit of fun with some staccato movement now. So we just enjoyed that very serpentine, fluid, the feminine aspect, and it was relatively unmeasured in its movement mechanics. But now that staccato one is going to be real deep movement. So here we go. So to start off then with this one, bringing the feet parallel and you're in that full alignment all the way through. Do your little checklist. Start from your low half and work your way all the way up. Here we're going to drop through one knee, bring it back into center, drop through the other. So we're going to start this in quite a smooth way, and then we're going to build it up into a shimmy. So first off, you're lowering the hip by bending through the knee, bring it back into center. Make sure you've got a really big bend as you start. Remember, you don't want to bring your knees forwards, you bring your hips back and down as if you're going to sit down into it. We're going to drop, drop. Yes, drop, drop. You're allowing the waist to lengthen. The hip is in neutral. Use pelvic floor muscles to help you out there. Here we go, a bit faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, drop, 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 drop. Perhaps a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could lower your hands down perhaps, down by your side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Drop, 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 drop. Yay, okay. So that was fairly round in where we're placing the emphasis of the movement. It was neither at the top nor at the bottom of that range of motion. This time we're going to really accent and fully empower the drop of that movement. So as your hip comes down towards the ground, we're going to allow our own body weight, our own momentum. We're going to allow gravity to really, really boost this movement. Gravity wants to work with you. It's there helping us all the time. And it really wants to help your shimmies to be supercharged. So let's give that a little bit of a shot. This is a fabulous piece to have a little practice of shimmies to. So with that alignment, and hopefully you had a little spot of hydration there ready. Here we go. So you're going to drop, 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 drop. Emphasizing that drop down of the hip. Drop, 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 drop. And so then what you notice is that on the other side of the body, at the opposing side, the hip just happens to lift. Really bring the hips in neutral. Use pelvic floor muscles. Now that bend of the knee is the driver for the movement. It's a huge bend through knees. Drop, 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 drop. And even at the most extended aspect of this range of motion, I do still have a generous bend through my knee. That's going to protect your knee joints. 4, 3, 2. Let's take it up a notch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! Is it just me, or is it getting really hot in here? Here we go. Wow, we can take that on a single leg and drop the hip down. Drop, drop. Again, make sure you're in alignment. We're going to lift and drop. Drop, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop. Drop, 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 drop. 4, 3, 2, other side. Lift, drop, lift, drop. Lift, drop. Release. Lift, drop, drop. Drop, 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 drop. 4, 3, 2. Back into center here. Wow. How did that feel? How was that? I reckon that was pretty awesome. Wow. Nice to just have a bit of a refresher and really dance some of those movements that we've been doing. Oh, Lakshmi's with us. Yes, my coins were falling off. So if you have a veil with you, you can go and get that now. Whee! So I'm going to be using a silk veil. It's a single silk, hand-dyed single silk, and I'm going to be using, this is a rectangular one, and I'm going to be using this long edge. So if you remember, in the last session, we introduced you to dancing with a veil, and we discussed that I'll probably go ahead and do a video on YouTube, a workshop in person for our Patreon people, specifically on veil dancing, because it is such a full and wholesome topic all of its own. It's almost like a dance genre all in and of itself. So it would be really, really amazing to honor the art of dancing with a veil with something separate where I can really go into full depth. Not only with single veil, but double veil and triple and quadruple veil and voi poi and wow. But for now, let's enjoy dancing with the veil in the most basic of senses and start to build you up on that journey. If you've been dancing with a veil previously and you're just returning it from a break, this is going to be really lovely just to come back, feel into that, and doesn't it feel like home? So last time we spoke about how your veil is really an extension of you. Wherever your energy flows, the veil goes. And the breath and the veil very much are intertwined, they're linked. So just with that in mind, as we begin to dance with it, of course, being aware of your surroundings, safety always should be your first consideration. And in the previous session, I spoke about that at some length. Do check back on our YouTube playlist, the beginners playlist for that. Really, really important. Okay, so we used a scissor grip, a basic grip of the veil, one of 2 basic grips that I really recommend for beginners or for anybody returning to dancing with the veil, and just as a general home, like a go-to. So we have our basic stance with our body with its really, really healthy posture. You want to be in that when you're dancing with the veil. If you're moving forwards at all, you're pivoting out of your hips with a straight back. And similarly, you want to have this basic grip. So we worked with a scissor grip, and you'll find a little refresher of that in the same video on the playlist. Snip, snip. Today, I want to show you this different grip option, which is like a thumb grip. So imagine that you're like putting your hand into a nice big pair of mittens. All your fingers are together with the exception of your thumb. And what we're going to do is we're going to just bring the veil along, and then you're going to grip onto the edge. So it kind of looks a bit like this on the inside and this on the outside. So you've got the veil there. And then what you can do with that grip is you can use it to actually conceal your hands. It's kind of like gives those really gorgeous straight clean lines of the veil. So as opposed to kind of seeing fingers perhaps. But this looks really, really beautiful for certain movements. But for others, you maybe want to have that crisp, clean line. Like maybe you're going into some sort of ancient Egyptian angular arm, or maybe it's like a sacred ancient temple pose. It's really nice to have that. So I just wanted to show you that, and we're going to use that in a moment in one of the moves that we're gonna do. So let me pop on some music. We'll have a little bit of fun with steps that we did previously, and I'm gonna add to your veil dancing repertoire. I'll show you 2 more moves. Okay, so let's go in here.
1 2 3 4
All right, so let's use that scissor grip first of all. And if you remember what we did the last time, we worked with a mirage, waves. And the other movement that we looked at, can you remember what it was called? It was actually a Daft Punk song. My sister sent me a little TikTok funny today, and it has this song. It's called Around the World. Around the world. So here, what we're gonna do, let me face this way, we're here. So we're here, let's bring the right hand over the top of the left hand there and out to the side. Then you're gonna bring the right hand up. The left hand starts to follow. The right hand comes down towards its original position and the left hand comes out in front and round. Then you're gonna, so this is you back to the beginning, so you could do another one, take the right hand in front of and round the left hand. The right hand comes up, the left hand begins to follow. You can make this all one sweeping motion. Let's go for that. So we're going to work with like so. You're here, you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 would be the suggestion. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But of course you could really take your time with that and work super slowly, very sensually. Shall we try that the other direction? Are you ready? Let's give it a shot. So you're gonna bring your left hand into center, the right hand comes round, the left hand then comes all the way out to the side, bring it in behind you. And then the left hand comes down to the original position and the right hand follows. So eventually once you loop them together, you have the veil opening outwards behind you and then it comes in towards you in front of you. So if you imagine that you had like a specific print on one side, let's say maybe the side facing you had your name on it and the outside maybe had like a blue sky on it. So as you bring your hands in towards you, that's got your name facing you, and then as you take it behind you, facing away from you would be that blue sky. You get me? So we were all the way around like so. And incidentally, actually since I mentioned that, that can be very, very effective in a performance piece. If there's something that you really want to illustrate. I mean, veils come in all different shapes, sizes, prints. Hand-dyed, you know, you name it. It might be a nice way of, I've gone on a creative tangent there in my brain. Anyway, so, so that is the around the world movement and the waves or mirage that we did. So a couple of movements I want to show you in this session. One is called up and over. So let's take that basic grip that we had. So up and over, you're going to have your veil in front of you. Make sure that you've got a little bit of distance between yourself and the veil. And you're not standing on any of the long edges. You're not about to slide. Okay, also being aware of your surroundings, of course. I'm going to be aware of this crystal pyramid. And so with this one, what you're going to do, up and over, as the name suggests, you're going to bring the veil up and over the top of you. So what did we actually do there? Well, we had the veil out in front here. This was the starting position for the arm. Make sure you've got a bend through your knees so that you don't hyperextend through your back in any way as you bring the veil over. So you've got a bend through your knees. That's going to pick up any excess tension that might creep into your back. That's quite important, so let's mention that. Soft knees, and then here what you're going to do is you're going to rotate through your shoulder joint to bring the arm up towards the sky, and then you can start to bring it around behind you. Now, bearing in mind that this movement is quite fast, it might be a nice idea to do some sort of a warm-up movement before you go into this. So maybe just take a moment just to circle round a few times through one arm and circle round a few times through the other arm. If, of course, you are used to doing lots of dancing and you're already suitably warmed up from a previous session, then go straight on ahead. But really, really good idea just to warm up through there. Now, if you don't have a full range of motion through your shoulder joint, what are some things that you could do? Well, what you could do is, rather than starting with your hands out in front like this and aiming to bring them up and behind you like this, what you can do is start with your hands a little bit wider and bring them up and out to the side. The thing to note for that is just to make sure that your hands are a little bit wider apart so that it gives you the space to start out wide and bring it behind you. But what you'll find is that that takes the excess load off of your shoulder joint. You don't need to create as much movement through the shoulder joint in order to produce the movement. Just a little bit of biomechanics, physiotherapy insert there for you. So we're here, bend through the knees, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring up and over. So the veil starts in front of you and it finishes in behind you. Now from here, you notice that mine has caught on my hip scarf, and that might happen. So you might find that as you bring the veil back to the beginning position, something has shifted, and so you might need to just adapt in the moment. We'll talk about that a bit more in a sec. So with the veil behind you, a couple of nice options to bring it back to the front, to the starting position. One would be to bring the veil all the way round towards the front of you, just like we did in the first half of the Around the World movement, but in reverse. So let's just try doing that a couple of times. So we're going to do up and over. Ready? 4, 3, 2, and up and over, and bring it round towards the front. Let's try again. Ready? And up and over, and bring it round towards the front. So you're in your basic stance with your body. You want to just think about a nice, elegant, graceful movement. Take a deep breath in and allow the veil to be an extension of your breath. Okay? So then, if you want to add some extra drama to this movement, this is so simple, but so effective. So literally what you're going to do this time is, rather than doing this, which looks nice, what we're going to do is this. You notice the difference? Let's try it again. So we're ready, and you're going to go. And you're going to allow your gaze to follow the opposite edge of the veil. So if you're holding on at this end, you're going to allow your gaze to follow the furthest edge. Ready, and. What's really, really lovely to do with that is to then just linger there for a moment. Just pause there like a majestic swan. And that creates this wonderful memory in your audience's, their mind's eye. It's almost like the eye taking a photograph. It does allow a photographer to take a nice photograph as well. So you could pause there for a moment, and also what that does is, on a psychological level, opening up your physiology like that. Wow! It releases feel-good hormones and endorphins in your system. Wow! So not only does it look beautiful and graceful, but it does lots for you too. So we're here, so we've got this movement going on, up and over, and bring it round, and then you can do up and over, and bring it round to the other side. Make sure you got that bend through your knees, don't hyperextend through your back. Bring it round, and try one more, up and over, and bring it round. Wow! Beautiful! So this is up and over. Another thing that you can do with up and over, let me show you, is quite a nice way to finish a piece, or to finish dancing with the veil and move on to perhaps a drum solo section, is up, over, and release. And just allow the veil to make its own tumbly way, like feathers in the breeze or leaves, just gently tumbling down to the ground. And that can create some really gorgeous shapes and color within your dance piece as well. So that's the up over and just adding a release on the end. Wow. The next movement I wanted to show you in this session is called the Matador. So we're here. Now, I'll let you decide. You can either use that scissor grip that we had, or you can try the new one, which is with the thumbs, or kitten mittens, if you like. Tuck your fingers underneath. So this is an option here. So in this movement, then what you're going to do is you're going to start out with both hands in front, just like with the Around the World. What you're going to do is, I'm going to turn, you're going to place your right hand on your left shoulder. And from here, you're going to bring your left hand, bring it all the way round, sweep it against your hip, and bring it out in front of you and out to the side. Now, what you'll hopefully have noticed is that the veil is now behind you. Okay, so both hands have the veil behind. It's not like this, it's like this. Yeah? Good. So from here, we're going to bring it back into center to finish the movement. So this is the first part, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 are here. So literally take the hand off of the shoulder and you're there. Okay, onto the other side, you're going to take the left hand, place it on your right shoulder, and then take your left hand on your shoulder, and then I'm thinking I'm mirroring you, but I'm not. We're going to take the right hand, sweep it against your right hip, and out in front of you, and up and out to the side. Again, the veil is behind you. It's free to flow behind you. Then to finish it off, counts 3 is bringing the right hand back into center, and 4 is right in here. So let's try that. If you're ready, we'll just try that with a little spot of music. Here we go. So scissor grip or the thumb grip. Here we go. Right hand comes on to your left shoulder, and the left hand comes out from behind. The veil is behind you. Let's try. 3 and 4. So you've got count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to make that all one movement now. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Yeah? Should we try that again? Let me turn towards you here. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slow it right down. Wow. Let's go into that Matador movement, from the Matador into Around the World. Bring the hands in front of you, take it all the way around the back. All the way in front of you, take it round to the back. Take it the other way. Wow. And then we're gonna go bring it in front of you. Let's do up and over, hold on. Wow. Bring it round to the front. Here we go. whoa. Let's do one more time. We're going to do up, over, release. Get ready. 4, 3, 2, and... Wow! That was absolutely gorgeous. That was beautiful. And just to finish off this session, I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in the next session as well. I think we run out of time in this one. I'm going to add some of this gorgeousness into the next session for you as well, as all sorts of shimmies and wonderment. But one of the things that people, when they're starting out dancing with the veil, one of the things they find is that they're absolutely terrified in a public setting of dropping it. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop that veil. I feel like let's get all of the mistakes out of the way at the beginning. Let's get you really, really comfortable with what it is to drop the veil so that if it does happen, it's part of the dance. So what I want you to do, first of all, in order that we can drop the veil, is to pick it up. Then what you're going to do is just crumple it all up. I want you to throw it into the air. Just allow it to fall. And just notice the way that it fell. Did it fall quite quickly? Did it fall and quite... Ooh. Okay, so we did that. Next time, let's pick up the veil, hold it in your scissor grip, and then let's do it around the world. And at some point there during the piece, just drop the veil and just notice what it does. And you can carry on the movement with your hands and your arms. Doesn't it look beautiful, the way that it's landed? It's like, how can it not look beautiful? All right, this time we're going to pick the veil up. Now, perhaps you drop an edge of the veil only. And how on earth can you regain the moment if that has happened? What are you going to do in that moment? Let's pick up the veil, bundle it into some random little tight ball. We're going to throw it up into the air, and what I want you to try and do is try and catch an edge. Try and aim to catch a corner. Sometimes this will work, sometimes it won't, but as you practice it, chances are more and more you'll get used to it. All right, so here we go. We're going to throw it up in the air nice and high. Of course, being aware of your surroundings, and just try and reach for a corner. Get ready? 4, 3, oh, I'm getting a bit nervous. 2, 1, let's go. Wow, how did you get on? Well, let's try that 2 more times. Okay, bundle it right up all together. We're going to throw it up into the air. I'm going to be brave this time. And try reach for that corner. Ready, set, go. Yay! Last one. Let me give you the opportunity. You're going on a best of 3 here, obviously. So if you felt that that went quite well, what you could do is try switch hands. Go for your least dominant hand or stay with the same hand. Right, are you ready? Here we go, here we go. And a 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Yay! Wow, 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 wow. And I'm sure you'll find that actually that was a lot more pleasant than you might have thought it could have been. So if you do drop an edge of the veil, what's the worst can happen? We're going to have more fun with ridiculous little games like that that really, really help to boost your confidence. We're going to do that in the next session alongside lots of other fun. Let's come into center now. Oh, another thing I'm going to show you in the next session is how to wear your veil. Yay! Okay, so coming into center, take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to come around to one side. Lengthen all the way through. And then release back into center. Take it across to the other side. Oh, I feel like we've covered lots in this session, huh? Nice variety. It's so amazing when you start to get into this kind of zone with your dancing. You've got lots of variety in your repertoire. Deep breath out. We're going to just bring one hand in front of us, bring the fingers in towards you. Always a really good idea when you have been working with the veil to stretch out through some of the muscles that you've used. Here we're stretching out through the wrist, forearm, bicep, and release that all the way down. And just do a couple of shoulder rolls. You could do one at a time and actually bring that into a belly dance movement. Yeah. Ah. Coming into center. Woohoo! Wow, that was absolutely gorgeous. Really feeling that Shakti energy, the energy of the goddess building within us. Do you feel it? Ah, so slinky and sensual. Beautiful, feminine fluidity. Wow, thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next session. Bye.